Hello everyone, this is the Historiographer. Today, a quick history of chess will be explained in collaboration with
Culturedjinni.
The origins of chess remain debated, but the most likely original precursor was a war game called Chaturanga, which is a Sanskrit name for a battle formation mentioned in the Indian epic Mahabharata. Chaturanga, played on an 8x8 board, flourished in northwestern India by the 7th century AD, and is regarded by various historians as the earliest precursor of modern chess. This is because it had two key features found in all later chess variants. For example, different pieces had different powers, and victory was based on one piece, the king. This, however, begs the question, how did chess spread from India?
I, the Culturedjinni, will hereby answer this question. From northwestern India, the game spread to Persia in the west in the 7th century, where the name evolved into Chaturanga and even became a part of the princely and courtly education of Persian nobility. The original chess game, Chaturanga, also spread east by Buddhist monks, where it reached China by approximately the 8th century. And in China, Chaturanga was transformed into the game Shakti, where the pieces were placed on the intersection of the lines of the board, rather than within the squares. These wild variations would become more prevalent as the game moved further east, as more and more squares were added to such an extent that boards reached 36 by 36 squares. However, the objective of these eastern variations of Chaturanga remained similar to the original game, that is, to render the opponent's king helpless. From China, the game spread to Korea by the 11th century and subsequently to Japan, where it acquired the name Shogi. This is the variation which could be played by 36 by 36 square boards. However, returning to our westward journey with the development of Chaturanga into chess, the Arab conquest of Persia by the Rashidun Caliphate ushered in a new age for Chaturanga, the local version of Chaturanga, which was and is still now called Shatranj in Arabic. During the 7th century, the rules for the game of Chaturanga would further be developed, as players started calling Shah, which is Persian for king, when threatening the opponent's king. The game of chess began to influence both popular culture and high court culture to a great extent. Indeed, Shatranj, played by nobility and everyday people, was popular to such an extent that chess terms seeped through everyday language. In fact, during the Abbasid era of the 8th to the 10th century, politics of the era were described in chess terms by Arab historians and chroniclers such as Al-Mas'udi. Great caliphs and sultans, such as the Abbasid Caliph Harun al-Rashid, were avid chess players, and Harun al-Rashid even gifted Charlemagne, the great Frankish king, a chessboard.
Via the Arab Empire that controlled most of Iberia, or Al-Andalus as it was called, the game spread to Western Europe during the beginning of the 8th century AD. The spread of Shatranj to Europe was thanks to close contact with the northern Iberian Christian kingdoms, which adopted the game through Al-Andalus. Shatranj was then played, developed, and known in all Christian European countries, mostly by nobility and high culture, as it was seen as prestigious. Nevertheless, this signaled the start of the modern chess game. Indeed, while most of the rules of European chess were fundamentally similar to those of the Arabic Shatranj, the differences were mostly by habit of allowing some pawns to make an initial double step. Furthermore, in some regions, influenced by powerful European queens such as Eleanor of Aquitaine, the queen had replaced the wazir, or the minister in Arabic. The popularity of chess in Western courtly society peaked between the 12th and the 15th centuries, and the game found mention in the vernacular and Latin language and literature all throughout Europe. The game, which was developed extensively in Europe, had survived a series of prohibitions by the Christian Church, where by the 15th century, chess, as it was now called in English, almost took the shape of the modern game. The Enlightenment era paved the way for chess to be played by everyday Europeans in cafes and social gatherings. Truly, this allowed Romantic chess, a style of chess popular in the 18th to 19th centuries, to wildly spread. This style of chess emphasized quick tactical maneuvers rather than long-term strategic planning, where romantic players considered winning to be secondary to winning with style and quick wit. However, the first chess tournament in history, held in London in 1859, put an end to romantic chess, where more calculated approaches would be adopted. This finally signified the birth of modern chess as we know it today. The foundation of the World Chess Federation in Paris in 1924 further solidified and universalized the modern game of chess and its status.
By the later half of the 20th century and during the Cold War, chess would become a matter of national pride. This prompted the Soviet Union to invest massive amounts of resources into harnessing the best minds of chess in the nation. This explains the rise of such masters like the Russian Mikhail Botvinnik, who ushered in an era of Soviet dominance in the chess world. Until the end of the Soviet Union, there was only one non-Soviet champion, American Bobby Fischer, in 1972. Yet the human dominance would not last long, as in 2004 the first computerized chess engine defeated Garry Kasparov, the Russian grandmaster. Today, chess is played by over 800 million people and is known by billions other, making it one of history's longest played and most popular games.
This has been the historiographer and
Culturedjinni.
Consider subscribing to our channels to share history, as, at the risk of sounding cliché, we believe that history's biggest mistakes arise from not learning from it.